Hey everyone, Joe Ramstead here again with my second tech bite of the semester about student creation and the different platforms that we can use to allow students to create digital media for the classroom. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about a program called Adobe Spark, and I'm a huge fan of it. So to get started, I have a little bit of a roadmap of what we'll be covering today. So first we're going to describe the purpose and principles of Adobe Spark. Then we'll identify the hardware and the gear necessary in order to utilize Adobe Spark in the classroom. Third, we'll provide a brief overview of the features of Adobe Spark. Fourth, we'll apply the potential uses of Adobe Spark into an AF&R or Ag, Food and Natural Resources classroom. And lastly, we'll suggest a potential plan for an integration of Adobe Spark into the classroom. And then lastly, I have a nice little demo that we'll walk through on Adobe Spark so you can get some hands-on experience looking at it from what it looks like to create on Adobe Spark. So let's use it. First, let's describe the purpose and principles of Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is a very easy to use platform that can be used to design videos, presentations, and other visuals for the classroom or for promoting your FFA program. I first used Adobe Spark last year for a class project, and since then I've loved using it for my student worker position on campus for making a variety of different tool or presentations and documents for social media and other online resources. Adobe Spark allows for users to design professional materials using very simple software that promotes a brand or a message, and it also allows users to utilize graphics, images, and audio to convey a story. So students can make a presentation file, they can make a video, they can create just a simple graphic. It's a really one-stop shop for everything. So got gear. There are some specific types of hardware that are needed in order to utilize Adobe Spark. First, Adobe Spark requires internet connection, so that can be a little bit of a challenge, which I'll get to in a second. Some potential hardware that you could use then includes a laptop, computer, iPad, or maybe even an iPhone. I've seen some people in my classes use iPhone to use Spark, and apparently it works great. I personally have never used it, but I'd be interested to see or hear from any of you if you've used it on your phone as well. However, the challenge here, as I mentioned in my last Tech Byte presentation, is equitable on-demand access. So we can't assume that all students are going to have internet or Wi-Fi access when they leave our classroom doors or even in our classroom. So if we do assign projects or activities within Adobe Spark or expect students to utilize that, we should have a backup plan, whether it be students using iMovie or PowerPoint to create their graphics or videos, or potentially providing them with an iPad or computer they can rent out and take home, or have them come in before school to use their school Wi-Fi. Whatever they need, just make sure to meet that challenge and provide them with the resources that they need in order to succeed in the classroom. So some features at a glance. I would overall rate this tool a 7 out of 10. So I gave my last tool, which is Google Classroom, a 9 out of 10, but there's a couple things here in Adobe Spark, since it's a newer program, that some kinks that could be worked out over time. So first, I really like that on Adobe Spark you can create a variety of different projects. So I was going to do Canva for this assignment, and I'm really stoked about Canva, and I'm looking forward to using it in my classroom someday. However, Canva doesn't allow you to create videos. Adobe Spark allows you to not only create videos, but also the same features as Canva, so you can still create graphics and other one-pagers as well on Spark. Additionally, you can include several professional audio and visual features that are very professional and easy to read and easy to understand, and also very easy and seamless to use. I personally didn't even need a tutorial when I jumped right into using Adobe Spark. Thirdly, you can easily save and access projects anytime, anywhere, as long as you do have that Wi-Fi connection. And lastly, probably the best feature is that it's a free resource and a free tool that you can use. I believe you can purchase like a premium account, but the free account does a lot, and I'd highly recommend just even checking out the free tool for your classroom, or even using it personally for your class assignments and projects here at the U. So some critiques. First off, it can be a little challenging to navigate for the first about 2 or 3 times that you use Adobe Spark. You get used to the different features, but I would argue that that's the same for anything. When I first used PowerPoint, I was kind of confused with how it was set up. Same thing with Google Classroom last week, but it was a little bit more challenging for me to first get started with Adobe Spark, so I'd caution you, if you do struggle a little bit with technology, maybe watch some of the videos. When you first log in to Spark, it gives you the option to watch some tutorials, and me being the kinesthetic and trial and error learner that I am, I decided to skip those videos and just just get my hands dirty and start from scratch. And personally, looking back, I probably would have had a better first experience using Spark had I watched the tutorial videos. So I'd recommend watching those videos, even though Spark is pretty easy to use after a while. If you want to get the most out of your use from the first time, I'd watch those tutorial videos. The only other critique that I have is that you only can have 30 seconds of audio per slides within the videos if you create them. So a couple weeks ago, I created a video on Adobe Spark for my classroom management course, and I am a long-winded talker, as you probably have found out already this semester, and I only could share for 30 seconds on each slide, which forced me to be very concise. However, if you have a requirement on a project or assignment for students, 30 seconds on a slide can be pretty short. So I'm encouraging your students to be succinct on those points, and maybe spreading points over multiple slides could be a potential solution to that critique. So some potential uses for ag, food, and natural resources specifically. So some general classroom uses could be creating infographics or designs to showcase mastery of content. You know, we don't have to give tests or quizzes to assess student learning. We can give them the option to go home and create an infographic, or use Adobe Spark in the classroom during a class period to create an infographic and assess learning that way. Also, creating an end of semester, end of unit showcase of knowledge could be a great opportunity to assess student learning and see how much they know and how much they've learned, and then have them share that out with the world, whether they share it on Facebook or Twitter, or even just with their classmates or friends and family. It's a great opportunity for them to present information and also gain communication skills that they can use for the rest of their lives. Additionally, outside of the classroom, FFA is something that I'm hoping to help advise as an agricultural education instructor. So the first thing is the Agriculture Communication Career Development Event, or CDE. And for those of you who don't know, a CDE is a type of competition that you can do as an FFA member. So FFA allows students to gain hands-on leadership skills through agriculture, food, and natural resources experiences. So these different CDEs, whether it be agriculture, communication, veterinary science, public speaking, they allow students to gain skills related to the areas that they're interested in going to for a career. So the Agriculture Communication CDE is just one type of CDE that we have in FFA. And one of the practicums, or one of the tasks that the students have to do in the AgCom event, is that they have to create a video for the practicum portion. And Adobe Spark is what we use at the Minnesota state level for the competition. At least that's what we did last year when I helped run that with our professors here at the University of Minnesota. And having students use Adobe Spark in the classroom is a great way to prepare them for that state level competition and hopefully get ready for the national event as well. Furthermore, using Adobe Spark can be a great way to promote the brand of the national FFA organization, and also for your home chapter. Just like Canva, you can create a variety of different graphics and infographics and videos and presentations within Adobe Spark that you can pull out and use on your website or on your social media accounts specific to FFA, or even your personal accounts, just to get that brand awareness and image out there and into the public. So some steps to success. First off, as I mentioned earlier, I would ensure that all students have internet access and a digital device. Then I would create an Adobe Spark account for yourself and for your students. Again, there is a free or premium option. If you have the budget, try out the premium, but I personally have always used the free, and it's worked wonders for me. And lastly, or thirdly, use YouTube tutorials. So again, I was able to figure it out pretty easily, just getting my hands dirty. But if you use the tutorials on the website and maybe even on YouTube as well, you might have even more professional looking documents and presentations as well. And lastly, help students troubleshoot. So again, just like I mentioned in my last presentation, there's going to be times when students don't understand what they're doing, and that's our job as teachers, is to be there to help coach and mentor them through those challenges. So just being willing and able to share with students and provide them with the resources and knowledge to navigate those challenges is going to be really important. So now that we have finished this presentation, I just want to take some time to show you a tutorial on how to use Adobe Spark. So when you first create your Adobe Spark account and you want to create your first project, you can go on in and type and create a project. So let's say I want to do one on agriculture mechanics. And we'll do small engines. Hit next, and then you can select a template. So you can start from scratch if you want, and at the FFA competition, we have them start from scratch, but you can create a template or use a template. So let's say teach a lesson, pick this one. So sometimes it takes a little time to load as well, but I kind of want a little Martha Stewart here. I'm just going to show you what it looks like from the beginning. Again, here's that tutorial. Again, being a kinesthetic learner, we're going to X out of there. But you can upload images, and this is the blank canvas that it gives you. So now I created my own little video this morning here with the 4-stroke engine. So here you can see that I added an image of the 4-stroke engine and used the caption feature over here to write 4 strokes so I can tell my students what they're going to be learning about. Then I provided a little graphic of the 4 different strokes. So we have intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust. And then how I presented this was I had an image that relates to each of the different strokes. So we have intake, just squirrel eating some corn, love it. Compression, combustion, and then exhaust. So if I wanted to add a picture, all I have to do, I'm going to move this on over, drag and drop from my desktop, and boom, exhaust. The dog is pretty pooped. But so this is a pretty easy tool that you can use in your classroom, as you can see. And if you wanted to, you can hold down this button right here and it'll record what you're saying. So you can record up to 30 seconds of content per slide, as I mentioned. And it's just a really great resource that you can use in your classroom just to share content and information. And again, you can empower students to use this as well. I would recommend making a couple sample videos before you turn a project over to a student on Adobe Spark so they know what they're looking for. Also, if you're not doing a video, making a graphic on here too is pretty easy as well. But again, I would make sure to include some examples. But again, thank you so much for tuning in to this Tech Byte. I really enjoyed sharing about Adobe Spark. It's a great tool. I hope you all get to use it in your classroom someday. Have a great rest of your week, and thanks for watching.